Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am about to film a video in a style in which I have never filmed a video before. I have zero makeup on because I've washed my face 3 times today. And I just can't bear the thought of putting on another face of makeup. So we're talking about the new Tom Ford Shadow Extremes, and I don't have good news. So if you're interested in hearing about my experience with these shadows, then just keep on watching. So as you guys know, I hauled 5 of these new Shadow Extremes a couple weeks ago, and then I went back to the mall when more of them came out, and I purchased 2 more. I was so excited. They finger swatched beautifully, as you guys saw in my previous Tom Ford video, the Soleil collection video, where I did finger swatch those 5. So I was so excited for these shadows. They're, you know, rich in color, and I was really excited. So today I decided to sit down and play around with them, and I thought if I got a look together that I liked, that I would, you know, wash my face and do that look for you on camera. Well, I put on a full face of makeup, started to work with the eyeshadows, and just thought, you know, I just kept thinking I didn't like the color combination that I picked, and I thought it was something else. Washed my whole face again, tried some of the shades, and I thought, you know, these just don't look right. And I think that I was in a kind of like a Tom Ford fog, where it's, you know, you just don't even imagine that maybe it's the shadows. So I just kind of kept blaming myself. I'm like, okay, I think I'm doing something wrong, you know? So I washed my face again. I applied all of my makeup and then went back to the eyeshadows. And finally I was like, is it these shadows? Like, what is going on? So I took a step back. I washed my face. We're here at this point now. I washed my face because I was like, okay, let me just take a step back. And I even thought maybe today's just not the day or whatever. Let me just play around with these shadows. And what I generally like to do, like if I feel like I'm not either getting the shadows or getting a combination that I like, I'll just simply take an eyeshadow brush and I'll lay them down on my arm and I'll start mixing the colors and think, okay, how do the colors blend together? How do they work together or whatever? So I started to brush swatch these shadows, and they're just really faint and patchy when I use a brush. And I'm going to insert a close-up of the swatches that are on my arm. I, of course, swatched them in a really awkward area to show you this way, but I took a quick video just showing you. That is me going in pretty hard with the Tom Ford number 11 brush, which is this like flat shader brush. And I went into the pan. There's plenty of product on the actual brush, and then that's me just brushing it onto my arm. So I'm just shocked. I am going to actually get up even closer again. So again, these are the same swatches that you saw the close-up of. And I'm literally just sitting here like, how can this be? You know, I love Tom Ford shadows. Even if they're not super pigmented or whatever, they go on really nicely and they build. These colors don't really build, and they go on patchy. Can you see that? Like how patchy those darker colors are? The one color that worked okay for me, still not very impressive, but okay for me, is the number 1 shade, which is like this taupey shade. This was very nice. It kind of gave my lid like a wet look, which was really nice. So I'm probably gonna keep this. But I texted my SA and Neiman Marcus, and I sent him a picture of this, and I said, am I doing something wrong? I said, and then I tried wetting my brush and applying these shadows, and they're like a little bit more pigmented. They're a little bit more obvious, but nothing like when you wet your brush and you apply metallic shadow. Like that, you know what I'm talking about. Like that effect where you're like, wow, like, okay. No, they just made them look like a little bit darker. Like it, I mean, anyway, you can tell I'm flabbergasted, and I apologize for this kind of video, but a lot of people are asking me about these shadows, and I just want to emphasize, get these from a retailer that you can return them to, because you may get them and have the same issues with them that I have. I I don't know, maybe I got a dud kind of grouping here. Because I was looking at Temptalia's blog, you know, everyone knows Temptalia, and she has some great swatches there. And I don't know if she just finger swatched, but I would imagine that she's pretty thorough when she swatches. So anyway, all of her swatches look great. So I don't know if I got a dud kind of product here, but I just wanted to come on here and kind of just say this before you ran out and bought a bunch of these. They are limited edition, and maybe you'll find a color that works for you, that suits you. Maybe you like something that's like a little bit more faint, but the way that they describe these shadows and, you know, the promo pics for these shadows, I mean, you think that these are going to be shadows where you're like, oof, you know, like I got to be really careful because they're going to be so pigmented. That is not the case. So I'm going to go back to Neiman Marcus next week when my essay is in. And I told him, I was like, look, I don't want to just return them right off the bat. I want to see if I can get these to work. So we're going to sit down and see if we can get these to work and kind of figure it out. But I will report back if anything changes, if I change my mind. If I don't change my mind, I'm probably not going to post another video about this because that seems silly. That is my Tom Ford Shadow Extreme experience. And I feel like a little heartbroken. I even put on, can you see this like sweater that I have? This is one of my hand-knit sweaters, and I had to put this on to like make me feel better because I was like, how can this be? I love Tom Ford and I love his eyeshadows, and I was so excited for these. I mean, you should have seen when I sat down to play with these eyeshadows. I was like yes. I hope you guys found that helpful. I feel like such a Debbie Downer, but that's it. I have to tell you what my experience is. I'll see you guys in my next video.